Oh, are we recording? All right. Hey, everyone. Back with the D'ART Shtajio vlog. I'm Henry Thurlow.
I'm Arthell and Henry.
All right. So, once again, was sitting here thinking about what the topic could possibly be.
For episode 18. This is vlog 18.
Is it 18?
Oh, 18?
Is it
No, 19.
18? 19?
This would be 19.
It's one of those. Look at the video and there'll be a number there. And that's the number.
That's the one that
That's this one. Yeah, that's not the other one. That's this one.
As we get higher, I think I don't even know how people remember. Episode 455.
So, one thing before we get started, we need to point out. You know, I say that this is the D'ART Shtajio vlog, but Arthell refers to it as a different word that he made up but has convinced himself that is the actual word for vlog. What do you call it?
Yeah.
You call it
vlog, right?
Vlog. He calls it vlog.
Is that a vlog?
I want the fans to comment below. Have you ever heard anyone call it a vlog? Because we have told Arthell probably 100 times at this point.
Yeah.
You know it is vlog, and you're just using a made up word, and yet again and again, our vlog.
Hey, everyone, I bet you vlog sounds way better than vlog.
Okay.
Vlog sounds like someone who doesn't know how to enunciate their words properly.
Yeah, no, vlog is totally better. That's you're right. You're right, Arthell. You're totally correct.
It's a vlog.
All right, so
how many words do you find in the dictionary where there's a V and then the L right after? Think of a word right now.
Vlad the Impaler.
That's a name.
That's a name?
It's not a name. A word. Like a word that has the L.
Vul? I mean, I came up with a name, so it's something.
Right? None. And if you guys
okay, yeah, sure. Okay. All right. We're done with that conversation.
No,
So
I was going to say there actually is something called vlog, and it's a recording setting for cameras, for especially this Panasonic camera, which allows you to shoot in a more compressed contrast, so you can have more information there. Sony has S-Log. Other companies
look at that.
So
vlog actually exists. So I'm correct.
Yeah. No, that's
because it's a word.
That's what you were referring to the whole time.
Which is probably why I know that word, vlog.
Right.
Because I knew that back here.
And if you're good at and if you are good at anything, it is remembering words and their meanings. That is what you are famously known for.
I am the best at that.
Yeah. So the topic we kind of arrived at is one that Arthell kind of came up with. So I'll let you introduce it. What is this?
So the topic.
Yeah.
This week's topic will be the importance of loving what you do.
Okay. So take it, I guess.
And then that I feel that the reason this came up is we were discussing it, and it happened. We discuss it a lot where we're just like, oh man, people should love what they're doing. People need to be happy. People need to be motivated with the project, and many things, right? And then you hear it in college and love what you do. If you want a career in something, the only way you're gonna love your career is if it's something that you love doing. And then so people set off on this dream to reach their something, and then when they get their job, they're not happy. And so I feel that people throw the term "love what you do" around without really understanding what it means or what it should mean. At least how I feel it. You should take it in. And so I think love. So that's kind of
okay. So what is the definition to you, and then I'll react to that.
So I feel that the definition of loving what you do means not being, and like infatuated with the drawing that you're drawing, or when you're like that good feeling you feel because you're drawing your favorite thing, right? Like if you or you like the way paint is, and so you found the thing that you love doing, right? Like, or you found this thing that makes you happy, right? Okay, I want to be an artist. So there's that, right? You're in this topic of, or this subject of art, a genre of art, and like, this is what I love doing. Now and then you're trying to decide what in there that you like doing. And so I think that people, when they're in college or something, or in school studying, they think that they're supposed to always have that feeling, that like you should always feel good inside when you're drawing on a piece of paper. And so I feel that is actually not how you're supposed to feel, because once you start working, it becomes a job. And when you're doing something every day, there's going to be this point where you're just upset or not happy with it. And so in that instance, loving what you do means that you're willing, the same way that love in a relationship needs to be worked on and worked through, and you have to just accept anything. I think that's what loving what you do means. It means accepting all of the terms that come with the thing that you like doing, even though those terms weren't set by you, because you need to, because now it's a relationship with multiple parties, right? And so at least that's my definition of it. Yeah,
Yeah, I see the direction you're going. For me, yeah, I probably have some controversial opinions for artists,
Yeah.
because on Twitter, you know, I'm on Twitter and I follow a lot of artists, and I even see more shared, and I see the general, you know, be positive consensus of the current generation, and you know, it's just like, yeah, love what you do, and also, you know, what is it like? I'm all of a sudden blanking. I'm losing my train of thought. But like. Enjoy the process, not the result. You know, it's about the journey. It's about study. That's the fun part. Like all, you know, don't compare yourself to other people. Don't use other people as a base for, you know, where you should be. Like, you just make sure that you're happy. Like, you know, and then tons and tons of quotes and you know, tweets about that get shared a million times. Oh, I totally agree. It's all about self, you know, fulfillment. And so, look, maybe I'm the bad guy, or I have, you know, I'm not a positive person, or, you know, I have depression issues or something. But I don't live like that, to be honest. Not that any of those positive things are wrong, and if that helps you and gets you through the day, and it's working for you, I say do it. And obviously you need to kind of relax if you're super stressed out. But for me, I almost don't apply any of those things I just said. I don't like the process. I mean, it's not that I hate drawing. I enjoy it, and I'm always like doodling in the corner of something, right? So I obviously like the act of actually drawing to an extent, but like sitting down, blank new file, I have all these sequences to do. I'm not like, yay, I'm gonna have a great day of animation. Usually I'm like, oh, damn it. Like, I have to do all of these sequences, and by this time, man,
everyone.
So it's not fun, to be honest. And even as I'm drawing, I'm like, oh, why isn't this one character coming out? It's like it's not fun, to be honest. I'm never having fun. I'm having a great time. Maybe occasionally there'll be a drawing, like there'll be like some weird monster character that there's no character design of, and it's like, Henry, do whatever you want with that guy, and I'll be like, oh, okay. And I'm having a little fun drawing this character's face right here, right? This little guy in the corner or something. But beyond that, I'm never having fun. But it's not about that. It's about absolute fulfillment of completing this thing which I love. So if I wasn't having fun, how could I say I love it? Because when I complete a project and I step back and, you know, like the making of it, let's say I'm sculpting something, it's like, this is not the fun part, but the step back, all right. Like there's something all of a sudden that washes over me where I'm like, this was a successful day. I love that I spent the day doing this. I feel fulfilled having done this.
And I think that's kind of what like is super important, like just everything that Henry just said, because it's like and I think that's why love what you do is important to kind of put in the right context, because loving what you do doesn't mean you're loving the day-to-day grind of getting to the completed project. It means that because you already love the subject matter, or like the thing that you chose to do. So now you're willing to you have to be willing to go through and just like grind through the day, because work is work, and it's really hard, and it's grinding you, like, you know, you're drawing 1,000 drawings, or you're drawing stuff that you don't like, but that's still better than
anything
shoveling
else. There's
coal
no
or
other job
like
I would rather
I mean,
do.
not that there's anything wrong with shoveling coal, but that's just an example. Like, I don't want to be a coal miner, so
well, no, but that is exactly how I don't know if we ever talked about this on the vlog. I've talked about this a lot with people individually. Maybe we did it in an early vlog. I don't understand and I know this applies to millions of people, but I don't understand any high school student that's like, I don't know what to do, what I want to do with my life, or anyone older even, right? Like
we talked about that when we had.
Did we?
Sometimes we have high school and colleges come here. So if you guys are a college in America and you want to come to an animation studio or like talk, you guys can come out here. We're not going to pay. Your college has to pay for you guys to come out here. But when you do come out here, then we have classes who sit and we talk. We've talked. And we do like career days.
We
talk about that at that.
A lot of students, and like for the high school students or college students that are like, I haven't picked a major yet. I'm still deciding. Like, and this isn't just for artists. This is for anyone.
Yeah, it's for everyone. It's for any.
I admit this. I'm not insulting you. It's just I can't relate to you. We literally have different brains. Because for me, I just knew since first grade. First grade, I'm drawing a character on the paper, and it's like, Henry, so you like drawing? Yeah. So what do you want to do at your life? Do you think you want to do that? I know I want to do that. Like, I'm going to be drawing pictures. Like, and that's it. Like, and then literally that sentence never changed. Or it's second grade. So you still like drawing those pictures? Yeah, I'm going to be an artist. 8th grade. Yeah, I'm going to be an artist. It changed from like, I'm not sure what kind of artist, maybe comic books, maybe fine art, maybe animation, to animation. As I started getting older and I saw some animation I really liked. But that was just getting closer and closer. So I feel within everybody, there must be doesn't everyone feel that? And again, maybe I'm wrong, but like, I feel like everyone must do something where they go, that's the thing I could do every single day forever, and I would feel most fulfilled, at least more than anything else in the world. And then that's what you should do. If you get that sensation from going into a coal mine and like and getting what you can from inside the earth, and I have no doubt there are some people that are like, this is awesome, right?
Yeah, and then you're helping people and you're helping the
Well, no,
but different terms now with the ecology.
Of course. But that's just picking a job. It literally could be any job. I like driving the bus. I like being a teacher. I like being an art teacher. I like being an elementary school teacher. I like whatever. There must be something that you're like, this is the thing I do when I wake up in the morning every day. There must be something.
Yeah, and then during it, what Henry said, like I think, so we both had we both disagreed a little bit because I don't think. It's obviously I'm similar to Henry where I knew exactly what I wanted to be as soon as I was born, but everyone's not like that. So I can actually accept it that people aren't like that. But I do think that as you go through your daily day and by the time you get to high school, or at least some people might go to college, like our goal should be in the direction of finding the things that fulfill us. So when you're doing things, like you're constantly analyzing how you feel about this, right? What you're doing, and then if you're not happy with it, then do something else. Like don't play football for 7 years from elementary school to high school if you really hate it, right? Like then you're most likely not going to be a pro NFL player, and you're not going to like it. So then that you've assessed it and you realize that you're not fulfilled, you're not happy with it. But then you say, but you just said love what you do. But that is how you love what you do.
And
which is what brings us back.
And this is why I don't accept that people don't have that. Because I think you do, you're just not realizing it, even when the people say they don't. So like, there's no doubt a bunch of people out there, it's just like, Henry, I swear, all I like to do from morning until night, let's say they're a high school student, I've thought about it. I've thought about different jobs, and I just can't come up with anything because all I like from morning until night is just playing video games.
Yeah.
Well, hold on a second. But you did give me an answer. So you like playing video games. Yeah, but I can't do that for a living. Hold on a second. I'm going to name off some things. Does anything here sound interesting to you? Video game sales, video game production, video game artist, video game reviewer. Right? There's so tester.
And then now they have esports, so it's like if you love what you do and you can push it so far that you can even that's what entrepreneurs
and even if it is just sales, right? Let's say you're not even a professional gamer. Like to be honest, I'm not great at them, Henry. That's what I love doing. Okay, but so let's say you were in video game sales. That would mean that from morning until night, learning about the new games, who's
yeah.
producing the new games, and talking about those games to people
So that you can better sell it to your clients.
would be part of your job description.
Yeah. You go home, you play the games.
And playing the games would be responsible because you would be just knowing more about your own career.
Have people who help other people get through games, right? Was it there's like vlogs. There's vlogs of people who play games, right? And then you watch the games. I couldn't get through
the point is, at least you're even an answer. I just love playing video games. You still did give an answer. You've already narrowed it down, and then you just keep narrowing it down. And there just must be something that you accept that this is the thing I love. And again, love, as you said, is not that you're enjoying it 24/7. It's just that, like, when you wake up, you know, this is what I got to do, and that's how I feel. There are days where I'm like pulling all-nighters and stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to be drawing this. I want to be sleeping. I want to be home, right?
Yeah.
Like or watching a movie. I want to take a month off. I don't want to do this anymore. But at the end of the day, of course, I'm not going to stop because I know in my heart I'm an animator. I got to finish this, and then at the end, I'm going to feel super proud that I did, and then jump on to my next project because it's just in my soul that that's who I am.
Nothing else that you would want to do.
Nothing beyond this. Even if I'm frustrated, there's still nothing better than this.
And I think, and that's the importance of loving, and I think that's the importance of thinking of putting love in what you do in that context, because no matter if you're frustrated, so you know, if you think about your girlfriend or something, you're frustrated, but you don't just, well, I don't know, some people do just get a divorce, but like, I don't get a divorce, we're breaking up, but then that just obviously means that you
wife would also,
you
you
wouldn't
really
divorce your girlfriend, your wife, right?
We're getting a divorce, we're not married. That makes things easy.
That makes things easier. I'm leaving, right? But yeah, so and that's how you can think about your career too, right? Because if it's something that you weren't going to be fulfilled in, then this career really isn't for you, right? Now, I'm not advocate of getting divorced. I think you should work it out. So they'll say, Arthell said, you know.
That's what they would say. Arthell said, who is Arthell? Well, I was watching this vlog.
I was watching this vlog.
Steven. We're back here. We got our CG director, Steven. You've been listening to our conversation, Steven?
Yeah.
All right, Steven. What do you think? Come here.
About love? Am I moving over there?
Or you get a little closer.
Get a little closer.
Don't be too close. Social distancing.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
Oh yeah. I'm not wearing the mask either. Don't hashtag you world. But I think love is an interesting thing. You know, of course, you know, at my age, I'm realizing what love means, and I think.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm like a robot. I know too now what it means to cry. But I think
I know too.
Love in relation. Hold on. Love in relation to your career. Because the way you're saying, I've been thinking about love recently and how it applies to me. I think you're bringing the conversation in the wrong direction.
I have the conch shell now, and I will talk.
Okay.
No, well, in terms of career, I think if you say, "Oh, I love what I do," you probably shouldn't work in that profession because you're going to set yourself for massive disappointment. Because most of your employers, the reason why they're employers and they're successful is they're not doing it for the love of the game. They're doing it because it's a business, you know. And they have shareholders and they have all this stuff, you know, that they have to attend to that requires capital, money, and the product selling, right? So they're not really focused on if you love the thing or not. They just want to know if you can do the job efficiently, meet your deadline, you know, and not like die on them, right? So I think we're seeing this problem not just in the anime industry, but I think worldwide as, you know, things become much more popular, like video games and movies and streaming and stuff like that, and the audience is becoming more hungry for the content, right? So, you know, if you're saying, "Oh, I love what I do," but you're getting paid very little, or you're getting your money late, or you don't get your bonus because of the coronavirus, stuff like that, then yeah, you're going to set yourself up for disappointment. So I think if you really, for example, in the terms of animation, if you really love animation, then do it on your own time. You know, start an Instagram, start a YouTube channel, do your stuff, because there you're beholden only to yourself. You know, and then you can start a Patreon account, and people who have become fans of yours can donate money, and you can create your content at your own time. But if you want to be a commercial artist, sure, you can love what you do, just keep it to yourself. Because when you go into that...
Wait a minute. Don't you think that the good commercial artists need to love what they do?
Yeah.
It's not just about draftsmanship. You have to have passion.
Passion's important.
Yes, it's important, but it's not the metric in which you sort of come in.
Well, I think that's, think about it from a different perspective, because so employers want staff who love what they do. Because like if you don't have a passion, that means what you're doing will be mechanical and not good. And so like but I think it's just conflating things, because I think that's not the metric.
Because you're confusing the word love for passion. I didn't say anything about passion.
No, I'm injecting the word passion. I'm saying that employees look for people who love what they do and have a passion So, because we're not talking about the relationship between employees and employers, we're talking about
The relationship
between you and what you're doing in your job.
Hey, you guys asked for my opinion. And
No,
you turned it into
but
a
we're
debate.
just-
Okay, no. Okay, what is? Okay,
That's what I'm
hold on.
saying.
Let me reword this.
Conversation.
Stephen, what do you feel the relationship
First of
is
all,
between you and your work?
First of all, before you ask me the question, I'm giving you my answer. I'm not interested in a debate with you guys. You two are insane.
There we go. Okay, so that was the end of that one. Okay,
Thank you,
very much,
Thank you, Stephen.
So now back to what we were talking about. And now, so okay, great. And so, as we always say, so that I think is interesting because so there's many different ways to go about loving what you do, and so you can either enjoy it and so I think if you enjoy what you do, that's the thing that will kind of just keep pushing you forward, even when it's difficult, even when it's hard, and just accepting the idea that it's really, really difficult and it's not going to make you happy every day is the best way that I feel you should think about your career or the career that you're about to get into. Because some people, once they get into the career, you tell yourself, what the heck, I'm not happy. I thought that I should have been more fulfilled. I thought I was supposed to be in love with this. I thought that I was going to just feel good every day. And then, so I think people are setting themselves up for failure if that's what you think loving what you do means. And yeah.
The last thing I'll say just to wrap that up is what you need to be in love with is the entirety of what the job is going to ask of you every day. At the end of it, did you love it? Almost think about it like that, because as you do individual thing by individual thing, I don't know how, it is a job. I don't know how much you're going to be loving every moment of your life. But if at the end of the day you go home and go, I love that that's the thing that I did today, then I think that's probably
I love that attitude. I got up and I went to I enjoyed my job, right? And then
I wouldn't want
or whatever, but
and the key thing I think is you feeling and I'd rather be doing nothing else. Because if that isn't how you finish the sentence, I guess maybe that's all that really matters. Even if you had a million frustrations and didn't enjoy going to work that day, if you can even still finish with, but I wouldn't want to do anything else. If you end it with, and actually I'd rather be doing that, or that, well, then maybe that's when you have a problem.
And I think that's Henry hit the nail on the head. Is that what they say?
Oh, you got a phrase, right?
I'm gonna try to get my expression, and we'll give one expression a week. But if you can sit, once you think about the end of the day when you go home, if there is something else that you can think of that you would rather be doing, then you most likely should just quit your job and go do that.
I agree.
Because then that is what you would rather be doing. So when people if you're and then I think people seek to push the blame on other things. It's just that you haven't found what you want to do, even though you're trying to trick yourself. You're like, oh, I love this job, but you really don't, because if you did, you wouldn't be thinking about doing something else. And so, like Henry said, if at the end of the day, if you can't say that to yourself, if that sentence ends with, I would rather be working at McDonald's, then you really should just go work at McDonald's. Then quit being an artist and go make fries. As we always say, Shtajio.
Shtajio. See you next time.
See you next time.